Angels, it's Jules Ellum from Catalyst Plus, your Queen Calculator. Now, I just want, today's episode is all about the JobKeeper Subsidy that was passed last night by the federal government. And I wanted to reiterate who is eligible for this and how it is expected to work, and also what you need to do as the employer. But first, I want to do a massive shout out to everybody that wants to see me wearing a little bit of colour. I know that I love my black. It's so much easier, but for you, because we're coming up to Easter and you won't see me for a couple of days, I thought I would put a bit of colour on. So I hope you like it. So thanks heaps for reminding me. Colour is good. So, right, JobKeeper Subsidy. Let's get on to that. So, there's been a few things that have had to change. Fair Work Australia Act had to be slightly amended to allow for the JobKeeper payment to go live, and some of those things have been related to how the stand down provisions will work for employers, and so that they don't get into hot water with the existing legislation. So if you are an employer, there are some new rules about the stand down provision, which it essentially allows you, if you're a business that has been significantly affected by the COVID-19 chaos that's going on at the moment, we are then allowed to temporarily stand down our staff. That then allows them to maximise their JobKeeper subsidy. There have also been a lot of questions with our clients talking about, well, are they allowed to still ask their employees to do some work for the JobKeeper allowance and the subsidy? And they have put a little bit more information about that. Yes, you can ask them to do that, but if you're asking them to do their full hours, then you have to pay them their full wage. So, but generally, if they're stood down because your business has closed, it's a payment from the government to the employer for the employee to not work. So you've got to be really careful about those stand down provisions, and they are it is something difficult for me to say as a broad brush rule. So more than happy for you guys to get onto my calendar and book 15 minutes in with me so that I can do one-on-one conversation with you about how that will work for your business. But let's go back to the eligibility status, right? So the good news is nothing much has really changed from last week's episode for the eligibility. You are allowed, if you're a sole trader that has been significantly affected by COVID-19 and the way that you can practice your business, that has, as long as you can demonstrate a 30% reduction in turnover or expected reduction in turnover, they're saying that meets the criteria. You also need to make sure that if your employees have job seeker, they're not entitled to job keeper. So how the government is talking about implementing that is again through the ATO. So whilst ever you keep doing your single touch payroll reporting, that is going to help people understand whether or not which payment they're entitled to. And the government will only give you the payment for JobKeeper if your employees haven't already got job seeker. The other thing that is happening with it is so it's available now to sole traders and partners who have had in partnership who don't have employees but have had significant impact on their business. And it's also available to, you know, the companies and sole traders and partnerships who do have employees. So it's extended a little bit from that perspective, and you know, that's the kind of conversation that they've been having over the last week as well. So it is covering those people. It is a $1,500 per fortnight payment. So what that means is if you're so how do I explain this? So it's $1,500 per fortnight to you as a sole trader or a partnership person or your employees that come into your business, right? So the money is going to go from the government to your business, and you must distribute that money, the $1,500 per fortnight, to those people that are impacted. Now, when the money comes into your business, if you're a company, the company doesn't pay tax on that subsidy. But if you're a sole trader or a partnership, that $1,500 that is for you, that will be taxed in your tax return. So that's how that one is working as well. And superannuation is not going to be payable on these payments. So that has been what they've discussed over the time. I was wondering if they were going to bring that in, but it isn't. So on the $1,500 subsidy, you don't have to pay superannuation. And if your employees are still working to full-time capacity, you have to pay the difference in their wage. Now, the government is asking you to start paying these amounts to your employees, even though you haven't started receiving it as a business owner. And that is something, again, I encourage you on a case-by-case basis to put an appointment in my calendar, so that we can have a discussion about how you do that. Because I know some people, for example, are not going to have the cash available to pay $1,500 a fortnight to their employees when their business isn't bringing any cash in. So we need to figure out how that's going to work until the payments start coming from the ATO in around mid-May. So we've still got about 4 weeks to go before we start seeing this cash come into the businesses. So that's pretty much how it works. So it's for your full-time, your part-time, your long-term casuals that have had regular hours over the last 12 months. They must have been working with you for 12 months. And if your business has significantly experienced a loss in income of 30% or more. And there are a few other intricacies about it, and I have found a really great article that is a little bit techie. So, but I will put the link down below for you so that you can have a read, for those of you that want to read some more facts about it. But yeah, any questions, queries, please let me know. And thank you so much for everybody that has joined me today. And I hope you like the color. And yeah, have a really, really safe, wonderful, wonderful Easter. I'll do my best to jump online over the weekend and give you a bit of like cool pep jewels talk and what I'm listening to, what I'm reading, just in case that's of any interest to you all. But otherwise, stay safe, stay cool, and heaps of calculator hugs. I love you all. See you later. Bye.